All right, well, hey everybody, it's GrimGreen, GrimGreen.com, back here today. Thank you so much for joining me today. What we're going to be talking about is this RTA right here. This comes from GeekVape. This is the Griffin 25mm mini RTA. They have the Griffin 25 big guy. I can't remember what it's called. It's like the Griffin 25, you know what? I'll just look. The Griffin 25mm Plus. This is the Griffin 25mm Mini. It comes with a bunch of accessories. It comes with two different top caps. We're going to talk about those. It talks about a little ceramic block you can put in there to make it a single coil RTA. Overall, really well-rounded. Don't want to spoil the whole review, but I do really like it. I have to remind everyone that before we get too far into this video, yeah, you have to fight for your vaping rights. The FDA is currently trying to take away and limit your access to life-changing vapor products. So if you like vaping and it's changed your life in any way or helped you in any way or helped anyone you know in any way, do everything you can. Get involved. Join CASA. Follow Not Blowing Smoke. Follow those calls to actions. Call your senators and your representatives and ask them to support and co-sponsor HR 2058 as well as the Cole-Bishop Amendment, because if we can't change the law, then everything I'm about to talk about, it won't matter anyway. So yeah, Griffin 25mm Mini. I have it set up exactly the way I like it set up. Anyway, we're going to go up close as we always do right now. Quick, short, uppy, closey time. All right, yeehaw. What we have here is the GeekVape Griffin 25mm Mini. So they make a 25mm tall guy and then the 25mm Mini. And the tall guy, yeah, it's fine. I actually much prefer the Mini. In fact, the Mini comes with two different style top caps as well. And I prefer, it comes with this short guy, this little flat guy right here with this drip tip. It also comes with a bigger one that has top-down airflow, which I'm not a big fan of. I much prefer this smaller one for both flavor and quality of vape, but this unscrews and you have these two very large kidney-shaped juice fill holes where you'll be filling your juice. This all comes apart very easily. This unscrews from there. It all comes apart like that. Here's your little chimney, your little super reduced chamber chimney. Glass comes off for easy cleaning. There's your deck right there. And then here's where the second, the bottom part of your chimney comes off like that as well. Now, I wick this thing exactly like I wick the Goblin Mini version 2, loads of other RDAs. It's the troll doll technique, and we'll get there when we get there. Let's take a look at this deck. Right now, I just have a pretty simple dual fuse Clapton setup in there, but you can see it's a little bit moonshotty. It's a little bit magey. It's a little bit both of those things. It's a velocity style deck, but your negative lead holes are below the airflow on both sides. So you kind of have to build it, scoop it in, pull your coils up to sit right over these very large airflow holes. And since I have a dual coil build in here, I'm not going to install the ceramic block, but it does come with a ceramic block that goes on one side of these that covers up the holes, it covers up the juice flow holes, and it covers up the airflow hole, making this a nice little single coil RTA. I've ran it in both modes, but I much prefer the dual coil mode. Got the adjustable airflow there on the bottom. It kind of locks in the closed position and locks in the open position. Doesn't really click anywhere in between, but it stays in position really well. This deck doesn't come out of here, but the airflow ring does come off for some reason. I don't know why that is. For cleaning, maybe? I don't know. It just comes off and that's a thing. So yeah, like I said, that's a really simple dual fuse Clapton build in there. It's 40 gauge over a dual 28 gauge core, Kanthal over Niachrome. I did, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wraps on both sides. It came out to about 0.4 ohms. Now, the great thing about this Griffin is wicking it, so that's what we're going to do now. Now, I call this the troll doll technique. Nobody's going to remember what a troll doll is, but once you get your cotton through, you're going to pull up all of the ends of your cotton and kind of form them into a little bundle up here. A little bundle like this, just like this, and then you take your bottom part of your chimney, you slide it right over just like that, and you just screw it down like this. Screw it down as tight as you can, and then what you have to do is take your scissors and trim your troll hair. just a little bit off the top. Just don't go crazy, but just give it a little trim off the top. And then you can take a very small screwdriver like I have here, and you can already see coils here, posts are there, so this needs to get tucked, 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 tucked. Do that all the way around. Tuck, 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 tuck. Done. Boom. That's it, dude. It's wicked, and it's so easy to do. The juice is going to go in through those bottom holes, and it's going to come up through 2 bottom holes right underneath the wick. This is the most easy way and most effective way I've found to wick this guy. It wicks just for days. Then obviously you want to juice up your wicks and coils. No need to go bananas. You don't want it leaking out the airflow holes. Just get them nice and moist in there and make sure, yes, that they are producing the vapors. Tank goes on over that. Top of the chimney goes on over that. Just screw it together nice and snug, and now you're ready to fill it. Big kidney shaped holes in the top so you can just let your juice in there. This tank is a 3 mil tank, so it doesn't hold a ton of juice, but it's not awful. I mean, it's not terrible. It's fine. It's 3 mils. It is what it is. And finally, your top cap goes on. No matter what top cap you're using, they both go on the same way. You just screw it down until it's snug. No need to go bananas here, because this is something you're going to be unscrewing and putting back on every time you fill it. So yeah, dude, we got a full Griffin 25mm mini. Let's get back out to normal view. Let's vape this guy. So yeah, RTAs are always a little bit of a balancing act between like too much cotton, too little cotton, coil diameter, juice viscosity. If you use too much cotton, it can run dry and you get dry hits. If you use too little cotton, it'll just flood and leak and juice everywhere. Thankfully, the Griffin 25mm mini makes it super easy to build. It's a little bit moonshotty, a little bit magey, meaning you have to kind of put your coils in and kind of lift them up over the airflow holes, which is super easy to do. And you can use my troll technique if you want to. You wick it, you pull your wicks up, you put the little chimney on, and then you pack them back down in there. You don't have to cut them off as much as I did necessarily. Find your own balance. If you're using bigger diameter coils, yes, you're going to need more cotton, longer wicks. Smaller ones, you kind of need to experiment around. You still might need longer wicks, but maybe you trim it a little bit more at the top. I don't know. It's always a little bit of a balancing act. I got lucky with the Griffin 25mm mini because every time that I've built and wicked this, it's worked just perfectly. I never ran into any leaking issues or dry hit issues. It wicks like a champ, and it's just overall a really good vape. Both flavor and performance have always been spot on this. It reminds me of the Moonshot. It reminds me of the Mage. It's kind of like both of those RTAs. It's a little 3 mil capacity, and it tears through juice quite quickly. I find myself filling it up very, very often. So, like I said, I'm using the low profile one on here. It also comes with another top cap that has top in down airflow. If this airflow isn't open enough for you, you can use that top cap, and it gives you swoosh even much more airflow. Personally, I hate the top airflow, and I don't like the way that top cap looks, so I am so thankful to GeekVape for including this flat, low-profile top cap on there. I just think it looks cooler. I never use the top airflow, so I love that I have the option to not even use that cap at all. I like having the flat one on here. This is a dual coil build in here, but like I said, it does come with a little ceramic block that you just plug in. You plug it on one side of the deck, and you can build a nice single coil in there, wick it up, boom, it's good, and it works great. I personally like dual coils, so I've been rocking this with dual coils. But yeah, like I said, flavor spot on, performance is really, really good. It's a small tank. I mean, this is designed to compete with like the Goblin Mini version 2, and that Mage RTA and the Moonshot RTA. Out of all of those, I know I was a huge fan of the Mage. I think I like the Griffin 25mm mini even more than the Mage, which is a weird thing to say. I know, it's weird hearing it come out of my mouth. I actually like it a little bit more. So are you going to need your vape budget hands for the Griffin 25mm mini? Not really. Clicking over to elementvape.com, I found them in stock for about $32, $31.95, which is very, very reasonably priced. Keep in mind, this is only a 3 ml tank, but the vape quality, the vape experience that I'm getting from it is very, very nice. So if we were playing the Aliens game or now the FDA game where I have no vape gear, I have nothing to buy, I have no tanks, I have no nothing, is the Griffin 25mm mini something I would seek out and buy? I really think I would. I would probably buy it, and this is just heresy saying this, I would probably buy it before the Mage RTA. I would probably buy it before the Goblin Mini RTA, and I would probably buy it before the Goblin Mini version 2 RTA. As far as small, compact, 3 ml capacity RTAs go, I think the Griffin 25mm is one of the best. I would probably buy it first, and seeing as how it's only $32, it would be completely reasonable to do that. I am having a hard time talking today, so we're going to wrap this up before I get too in my own head. So yeah, Griffin 25mm mini. I'm going to put some links down in the description so you can check it out if you are interested. Coming very highly recommended. I'm giving it, I don't have a rating scale. A thumbs up, a horns, a fuck yeah. It's good. It's a good RTA that I really, really like. Don't forget to fight for your vaping rights. Like Kevin Skipper always says, you don't have to do everything, but yeah, you do have to do something. Thanks so much for watching my ramblings, everybody, and as always, right there, let's keep on vaping.
That's enough.
So, are you going to need your vape budget hands for the Griffin? I want to say Griffin millimeter every time. Griffin millimeter isn't a thing.